So when you're looking at this swing right here, I mean, the ranges are very similar. Yeah, this is according to, to the bar type is considered an outside bar. But on the candlestick pattern, it's considered the bearish engulfing candle because it engulfed. It took out the previous week high and low. It was a very small week, the candle that we had a week before. Sorry, the last week. So I mean, if we go back here to the wave count where we were, where we are now, I mean, we can make the case like, okay, fine, this we put on low here on April, right? That was back in what, April 4th. So we put a low here at 48.39. I have in history here on a Twitter because this way you can see it. And then from here, from 48.39, that's where the low that we put on, and we just made this reversal. So it was this five waves were completed, and it was this ABC correction that unfold on April low. It's the same pattern. When you have five waves up, you have three waves down. So after three waves, what happens? Look for another five waves to the upside, right? You don't go five up and five down. That's not how Elliott Wave works. So we put a low here on April 6th, and then and now we're putting up going up in a another five waves to the upside. It's a sequence. You have five up, three down, five up, three down. It's just constantly just this is what Elliott wave is. It's just it's the repeating patterns. So this third wave for three versus one with 200% and 261.8. So then from here we been rallying. I was been updating wave counts and stuff like, okay, here we are. We cleared this one back and we're on 8 on the 8th. What is this? June, July, August, September. Um, the the three versus one, and then we're going toward this 200%, 65 or 4. So from here, then we're going to a smaller counts and stuff. I don't really update wave count like everybody else does. Just once you have a wave count, leave the way it is. This is the same third wave, then we're just bringing them to a smaller time frame. It's just going toward this 6,500 kind of zone right here. So instead of this fifth wave, we rallied almost to 261.8. This is a typical extreme level of 3 versus 1. So you have 161.8, 200%, and 261.8. Once you're going to reach this zone right here, this fib, you could make a little bit more room to the upside. You're going to be due for a fourth pullback at some from here. Usually, I mean, normally, like on a strong uptrend, 200% will put a bit of a pause. But if the momentum and if the sentiment and everything is bullish, and if you look at the entire trend going up and you have a very shallow pullbacks along the way to the upside, it means the trend is really strong. Okay, so there could be a possibility the price can extend toward the 261.8. Is you have to watch the volume, you have to look at the overall market to make that case to see like, okay, if there is if there is further more continuation versus to 261.8. So it's the same it's the same thing. They're matching side by side. I mean, there's absolutely no uh, point for anybody to look around when we have the best wave count in hand, of which we've been tracking from here from April low. So we got a bit of a dip here. So like, okay, fine. I said like, I just don't. This was on the 26th, which was the last month. last week. I was like, okay, let's see if we can make a case here for a smaller fourth wave. We'll watch this invalidation to see if we can get one more push toward this zone. Okay. So from here, where we are, so we held the fourth. We made a room back to the upside. Here we are now. Now you see right there, there's a massive cluster of fib resistance here. You see how many of them starting to stack? 100%, so I just run all of these swings to see where is the cluster of fibs can form to the top. And because we already crossed that 200% as well, then we're getting close to the to the 261.8. So here we are. You see the fourth wave where we're using the same invalidation, right? Because we're looking for one more push to the upside off this 35, 65, 32, and we got it. We went right into the zone. Here we are, 3 versus 1. We didn't really tested it. I mean, we're close. This is what it is. Is the third wave can end anywhere. It can extend a little bit more as well. We just simply don't know. If you just look at a typical upside projection, 3 versus 1, 6,098, 6360, and 6807. All-time high now is 6762. So we're shy of like, call it like 50 points. So if this is the third wave, which is about, which we can, I mean, um, based on a swing direction, daily is confirming now this wave count. Okay. So the only other time frame left is the weekly. So the weekly will take 2 more weeks to confirm. That means that the next 2 weeks, if we do end up making a lower low, and if the weekly swing turns down, then then I can say like, okay, yes, the top is there. Okay, because that means that the swings are down on a daily time frame and on the weekly time frame, right? And that will confirm this thing. So yeah, the dip we just got yesterday was a pretty sharp one. There's no doubt. But we just measured the previous weekly bars as well. The ranges are pretty much the same, slightly over 3%. So it's nothing new or haven't that no one has ever seen it before. The problem is that people just don't remember that we just went through this thing on the way up. So if so the VIX didn't got a spike here, here, and here, I bet you did. So let's just calm down and don't freak out over a one single day session. It's just not the. I mean, I mean, whatever we have open and what we're gonna trade, this and this is gonna be all there. I mean, I have no worries. But you just have to only work on your risk management part just to see how much risk that you're willing to take per trade. Swing can go wrong, signal can fail as well. There's no bulletproof system has ever existed, has ever been built in the trading world. But we just need to work on how you need to define your risk. Don't play too aggressive and just stay comfortable, you know? Yeah, yesterday was just not fun. It's not like the market hasn't dropped here those previous weeks. So we'll see what happens. If the third wave is in, I mean, I mean, I think it is. unless I can change this wave count and open more upside, which I can do that. But I don't, I mean, the only way I would be comfortably doing it if we're starting to make more room to the upside above this three versus one off this 1-2 count. Then you could extend and relabel this thing, say like, okay, now I can project more upside. Okay, so instead of like, but if when you look at him price off the low, well, unless you want to make one here, there's ways that you can change that. But I'm not gonna redo and relabel the whole thing when everything has been working pretty well off April low. This is a very good wave count that we have in our hand for months. Okay, it is telling us what would be the expected upside, where the price might make a turn, and where from, the price can make a move higher. So it's been on a right track, okay, for a long time. We've been basically nailing everything according to this wave count almost to the penny. So uh, there's no need for to change anything, leave everything the way it is. I know how to adjust, how to make the changes. When I will do it, I will let you know. If I don't want to move the wave count or touch it, just leave the way it is. You don't need to relabel and having like, oh, we're just, I can open more upside. That's not a problem for me. I can relabel this entire thing. But I just want to leave the way it is because it is it is working fine. So if this is the case, this is the third, which is just shy of 50 points from 261.8. That suggests a fourth wave is on our way. So what are the typical retracement for the fourth wave? We have 61.8, 64.70, 100% relationship, meaning the distance traveled here in 2 will be the measured move of a 100% equal to 6,300. So that 6,300 from here, as of the closing price, will put another 3.85% to the downside. Okay. So that means what? So from the peak to trough, if you measure this thing to 100%, it will be a 6.86%. So roughly close to 7%. Okay. So now how fast this thing will come down to 100%, well, we don't know that, but the question is now, how is this fourth wave is going to unfold? Because this is not going to be an easy way for anyone to trade. This is where the money gets made. Becomes a counter trend that moves against the trend wave. Okay, it's the same thing. You have the higher low, higher high. This is the higher low. Higher low, where does it will find support? Well, are we going to be completely wash out, going back to flat for the year? I don't think so. So we rally this much and we're just going to wipe off everything? I mean, this guy you know, he's watching the stock market as much as we do every single day. So leave that thing up, to him. He know what he's doing. So how is this fourth wave is going to unfold? So if we go back from the April low to this high, 23.6% retracement is at 6250. So we have 6250, 100% relationship of 4 versus 2, distance travel in 2, equal distance to 100% relationship of 63. 23.64 versus 3 is at 63.28. So we have a zone here of this fourth wave for roughly for another 3.5%. This is this zone. You see, like how you need to look for, if you label the wave count right, you need to look for where do you have a cluster of fib support and resistance. That's where you're gonna see the reaction. Okay, so we went up there. It looks like we got rejected, right? So we have this five-way move. So how does it go? It goes an ABC, could be a complex. If you would have asked me what I think, we're about to go like this for a while. If I go like this is what I see. The price will have to take a pause at some point or somewhere. So this fourth wave that we've been tracking every single week, we knew that is coming at some point, right? It's not a surprise. I had this thing labeled, but I didn't have this thing with the downside, retracements. Like there's no point for me to draw a downside retracements until we have confirmation from the GAN, meaning the swings turn directions down, and then I'll adjust this. You don't just sit and fight this all by itself. This is why we have a system that we follow. Go back to the cues. Same picture. 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 605. So we spend several days, okay, almost over a week and so, trying to extend above this 261.8. All-time high 613. So our support here is at 588. We closed the session yesterday at 589. So I wouldn't go back here. I would just simply take the price from, because we have a lot of earnings coming anyways, from this low to this high, this zone. All you can just do is take this five wave and look for a three wave to the downside. So we're at 588, which is the prior fourth wave. Okay. So this low right there is the confirmation of what? It's the confirmation of this pivot low, right? 588.50. This low right here will flip the swing direction to the downside. This one already did, not this one, and this one either. This one did as well, right? So if we make the case here for the fourth wave, we do the same thing. 4 versus 2, 4 versus 3. So where do we have our first zone? Down in 560. Okay, so how does this? I don't think it's gonna come straight down in a straight line. If that happens, okay, because there's no fourth wave is gonna last 2, 3 sessions. I can tell you that against this. If the price hit, if the price reaches this zone a lot faster, there's a very good chance that the market is just gonna go sideways for an extended period of time. Because then it has to choose some time. Because if you look at this way, second wave has it was a flat, right? So you can't expect the a 2 3 sessions down here and then you go back up like this against this kind of a move. Because this fourth wave right here, we're trying to compare with this one because these are the counter trend moves. So we're gonna be range bound for a while. Okay, so we're gonna trade. It's not like we're not gonna trade, but we're gonna trade very kind of short term. Okay, and then we're gonna be focused on buying long dated, positions. Well, we'll see. It all depends how the rotation looks and what triggers and what not trigger. Okay, so which is we wait for if you ask me, this is what I think. The earnings season that we're about to start is putting this price into a fourth wave. That's how I see it. Now, if this fourth wave is really going to extend, it can come down to 38.2, which is a 584. That put us into this high, okay, down here. These are the typical fourth wave retracements. So you have two zones. So how this thing will unfold in the next several weeks, well, we're gonna find out. And just to let you know, this is the most painful wave to trade. So keep that thing in mind. So I would highly suggest you don't oversize any trade in a fourth wave if this is where we're heading next. You want to size up trades here. You don't size up trades here. Once this will confirm the low, like, the fourth wave is about when we're about to rally back in a fifth wave, this is when you're going to start sizing up again. You always size up in a trend wave. I'm going to do the same thing as well. I'm fine with that. I'd rather make little, but not to get my ass kicked on a flush out. Just remember that. Don't size up trades in a counter trend move. You always size up trade in a higher high swing and once you have a third wave. We'll see. I don't look. I mean, I know it's kind of stupid to be honest. I was sleeping on my couch here when the sell-off triggered because I was up at 5 o'clock, and that's when I normally wake up every single day. And I get a lot of work done before the market opens. Things what I want to look at them. I prep myself to kind of see where we at in a wave count and look at swings. And I'm going to start running scans, look at rotations and stuff. Whatever what I need to look at them, I'm just going to get myself up to date to kind of see like, okay, what to make out of this, you know, um, for the day when the bell rings. And I took it a little easy yesterday, to be honest. And because I even said, like, typical Friday theta burn day, just because when I looked at the market breadth and stuff, and I was like, I've been grinding here. I was like, I don't know. This is like, because you have to look at this. We have a higher monthly bar. This is today is the only 11th. We have a higher monthly bar. We have a higher quarterly bar as well. Okay, so if you look at the bigger time frame, is just those bars are higher. They're not lower. So we're due for some sort of a setback. That's how I see it. So that's what I was sleeping here on the couch and the computer was on and stuff, and I just woke up and when I see like the TV is on and I looked at the market is down like 500 points. I was like, whoa, what the heck happened? Then I just like look at that. I was like, wow, because I have charts open and stuff, and I was like, man, this is some crazy dip right there. And then I realized, well, he tweeted, and I was like, well, but then little by little, it's starting to accelerate, and I was like, I'm not gonna chase this thing. It's just looking at the wicks and everything. It just like on the option side, when you have a huge spike in volatility, I was like, well, now your option premiums are pricing, they're pumping all these premiums in the option market. I was like, okay, we'll see. As I've been watching Meta, so kind of like this 700, range, the support level on Meta. So like, I'll swing this one. Um, so that's what I just opened one trade yesterday, and that's about it. I didn't do anything yesterday. So I mean, whatever. I mean, nobody could expect what will come out of uh, from the White House. I mean, what this guy's doing all day, but this is what it is. So took it a little easy yesterday, to be honest. So um, we don't need to go that far down. We just leave it like this for now. So we just need to see, it's not like we'll see what kind of a bounce do we get from here. We need a one low. Okay, if this is the first swing that we're gonna be looking at on a daily time frame, and we need a lower high as well. So we're gonna have a bounce as well. So don't think it's gonna be a straight line. So this makes one swing low. This will make a lower high. So we'll take the lower here projected from the top that will run some retracement to see where is the lower high swing will find resistance. And then we'll look for a lower low. At least we need like some sort of a three-way move to call an official correction. Okay. Yeah, it's just too early to call it over a one single session. We're gonna be due for this lower high swing anyways, and that swing can take another week or so, The trend is up. Okay. I don't really draw those trend lines that everybody give you the million hopes that we're breaking this line and this is the end of the world. This is very subjective. Okay. If somebody can teach me how to draw a line, I'll pay you. Okay. So it just those, I don't, you don't see me drawing bias lines all the time on my chart. I use channels, wedges, on the uptrend. If I have an uptrend like this, and if I could have a wedge pattern where the price is pulling back in a in an ABC, some sort of a swing, from here I can look for a breakout. Yeah, but I don't draw, yeah, just these kind of a lines like this that everybody will give you a hope. Yeah, if I couldn't figure out how to draw a line in 18 years, Yeah, you're gonna teach me how to draw a line on a chart? Yeah, good luck. No indicators, no lines. They just don't work. Changes from every time frame. Tesla, 3 versus 1, 261.8. Same as the Qs, same as the S&P. Can make a case here for an XWXY. There's some serious fib support sitting right here in this zone. So keep an eye on this. So we're right here, 408, the label here. I think what we closed yesterday, 413. I think after market was kind of give a little bit of a push. So 408, we're right here at 127.2 extension, 407.05. 100 is a 401, 161.395, 160. There's multiple swing that this zone right there is what you gotta watch next week. Tesla already has a sell signal anyway, so this is why I'm not touching them. Okay, so we did a trade on a diagonal, um, which we closed. Um, but what we'll buy, but not there's some time to chew on the clock, so just gotta wait it out. Okay, so we just from there we'll make the case of this fifth to the upside. So we have a low here of 416, the first initial low. That's the same thing, lower high. It's the same thing what I'm talking about here. First initial low, you're gonna get the bounce, which we'll consider as a lower high. Then we'll have a third swing to the downside. We'll consider as a lower low. Same thing like this. This is the high, first initial sell-off, bounce. Now make another lower low. Now you got a three swings right there, right? So how much is the retracement here for the X wave? Near the 61.8. This is a typical retracement zone of, of a bounce. Most people starting to position themselves at 50. Well, then it depends. Some of them can extend to 78.6 as well. But typically lower high swings most of the time will always gonna find resistance right between these two fibs. But now if you look at the subdivision here, it doesn't look like this is a C wave. See, it has so much price overlap. See, the initial move from here is a three-way move, then there's another three. So this is gonna be probably most likely gonna be another three because there's some time to chew on the clock. So it's gonna, but the point is that this zone right there is the one to watch. There's some serious fib sitting right there. So we'll watch. We'll see what happens. Now, if you look at them, I just wanted to show you, like, let's see what I don't even look at this. Let's see what the market breadth yesterday. So oh, we had 425 decliners. He's 77 advance. So that was pretty sharp. Yeah, now the swing turns down, so of course the thing's gonna trigger. That's crazy, man. This is 10 straight days. You want to build a zone? Here, I'll build a zone for you here. It's real easy. You don't have to label anything. That's your first zone right here. Take the swing low and high. That's your zone. Okay? You want to build a second zone? There's some serious support sitting here. Build from here. There you go. You got double zone right there. 64.81. So it's much easier to do it here. Take the, there you go. So instead of counting those, just focus on swing high and swing low. If you want to define your target, thinking like, well, we're gonna go and retest that low. Okay, well, that's your target to the downside because this was a lower high, higher high swing. So every time when price comes back down, the previous swing high will act as a support. So it's gonna give a bounce from here to the upside. So we're just simply gonna take our fibs, depends how where we set the low, and we're just gonna draw our fibs just like this. Just optimize this like this. So we're just gonna be look for 23.6, 38.2, 50% retracement, for some sort of for a bounce that could stop the bleeding for a couple days. And then we'll see like, okay, well, if this price will turn around and we'll make another lower low. And you still need the swing once it turns down, it will definitely will give you a bounce and then it will give you another swing to the downside because the direction of the swing will turn, it's down on a smaller time frame. So on a daily time frame. Yeah, I just because there's so much like the the high and low swings here, like this one, this low, this low, and that you have no low until here, until 6,000 basically. So we'll see how it goes.
Mo, how oversold are we on a short-term time frame?
Uh, if we put an RSI here at 20, so the last time we were here, 17.77. I mean, if you want to take the lowest read of the RSI, that comes down to this 9. So that 9 reading, oops, that 9 reading was here, the August low. That will be gap down as well. So that one was 3.3% decline as well. That was the same outside week that we looked at earlier on the weekly time frame. So it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it took 7 days for this reversal. But the swing was still up. It wasn't down. This time the swing turned down now. You know, because it's pretty sharp. This was a drop for one day. The next day because we gapped down and we put a low here, and then the 7 days it recovered right back up because the overall swing was up.
So with the daily swing now being down, wouldn't that give you more confidence in a way that we're not just going to reverse right back up?
Correct. That's what I think as well.
Yeah. So
This fourth wave is about to start. That's how I see it.
yeah.
You just have to be mentally ready and you have to be patient and you have to make sure don't size up the trades. We will trade, but don't play too crazy. It'll take some time. This fourth wave is not going to be an easy one to trade. It's just to let you know. This is the wave that torture the hell out of you. Everybody's going to be sitting and guessing. It's going to be a zigzag. It's going to be a flat. It's going to be a complex. It's going to be a triangle. Yeah, just good luck with that, with that to figure it out. It's a very nasty wave to trade. Trust me, it's just the way it is. What can you do? Once it will run and complete its course, then when we're gonna make a higher high, meaning that the price goes and make a new high, that will give you the confirmation that yeah, the fourth wave was over. You need a higher high. Okay. So now we need to find out and see that how many days the first swing would last to the downside. Now we have only bar one, B1, right? So we need to count how many days the swing is going to stay down. This was down only 2 days, 2 days, 3 days. So this was here, the swing turned down. See, 1, 2, 3 bars, and then it reversed right back up for 11 days. This was down for 7 days. Because when you go and more to a smaller time frame, you're gonna see more price data, and you're gonna see more swing direction changes, up and down. See, it was down here 7 days. The swing turned down, it stayed down for 7 days, and then it rallied back up for 38 days. This was down for 4 days, rallied for 12 days, 3 days, up for 8 days. So these B that you see is the number of days, meaning the number of bars per session, or only one. Okay, so we're about to take a new, like, it's a new start. I'm I would say like probably like 80%. I would say like we're starting this. The reason why I'm saying this is now we have the daily time frame swing has turned down, and we're right up to the wall, and that's where we got the rejection, which was that 3 versus 1. That's just a typical third wave projection to the upside anyways. So we have this along with the swing on a daily time frame, taking a 2 hour time frame. Um, it just I mean, I had a friend call me yesterday. He's like, Mo, what do you think? This and this, because he just invests in stuff. I said, like, you just gotta de-risk and just wait for earnings. And then we'll see what looks good. But I said, like, there's market is just gonna take a bit of a breather for a while. It's like, okay. I've been start telling people now. If we do end up reversing, going right back up, then that's a different picture. But one single swing that just took out the previous swing low only on one single day, I mean, you wiped off 10, 11 days, 11 sessions over a 1 bar. That's definitely nasty. You know, even the fact that these ones were the same, over 3% range, right, on this one, but it hasn't changed it didn't took out the previous swing low though, because if you notice that this was a pretty strong move or making higher highs and higher lows, but you see like they're starting to get pretty close, so swing will turn direction as soon as you're going to take out the previous swing low. So on a daily time frame is low anyway, so which is fine. So I'm gonna price out some trades. I'll see if we could make I mean, if it's a high pop right there on the on the volatility and stuff, I'd rather do some butterfly, you know, just to see if we can choose some time for some, for a while for this fourth wave, take a breather. We're gonna have a bounce, so not even though, so don't it's not like um look at the cloud. Some of you follow this, or I mean, what is so bearish about it? Look what the price has been over this cloud. So one way to look at them. Are we just gonna come back and these clouds right there, whatever it touches it, this is your support as well. So they just that's what I said. There is a lot of support sitting from here to here. There's gonna be quite a bit of bounces. Okay, so we're just gonna focus from here to here. There's plenty of price action from here. So if you just literally measure this move, 6.63% range. So we have so now if we go back here, the screen that we follow and trade, well, we don't have anything here. I mean, it might trigger on Monday, to be honest. That's how I see it. It was a buy right there. The signal triggered at 51.15. I mean, here we are. It's the same swing that I'm talking about. It's here. That's your zone right there. Oops. Right there to this low. Okay. You can just draw next one down here, here. That's just that's the second zone. So then you have this low sitting here, this. This nobody knows how, but there's a lot of support here that's gonna give us it's gonna give us the bounce for sure. We can go down as much as you like, but let's take a look at few charts just to look at the overall market. What the overall market is showing us. Everybody wants to make a bull case, right? But look at the actual, okay, what is going to take these stocks to the upside? Let's look at financials. BlackRock, up 10% year to date. Now keep in mind, we're in the fourth quarter right now. Okay. And we're just gonna look at through the S&P 100 stocks. These are the top 100 stocks. We can do 50 if you like, but let's do on a 100, right? With the market with the market cap. And a BlackRock up 10%. ServiceNow down 16% for the year. Look at their performance. Okay. I'm going to show you all these stocks because these are the ones that moves quite a bit, and to kind of see like where we at. Look at Meta, 20%. We're in the Q4. We all know that, right? Look at Booking, 3.96%. Look at Tesla, 2.39% year to date. This is all closed based on yesterday. 2%. Okay. As a sell signal, and that's why I'm not doing anything yet. Eli Lilly, 7.97%. Broadcom, 40%. This thing is gonna fail tomorrow. That mean reversion signal that triggered. Yeah, you see it took out. No, I didn't really break it yet, but it will. Sentiment is, I mean, I played this move. We all, we traded this one on our last trade. And I closed that one out anyways because that's what I was trying to just play this you know, the three swings to the upside. And this was a reversal yesterday, put an evening star, bearish candle. It's up 40%. Fine. You can make, it's a pretty strong stock. AMD, 77.91%. Yeah, we all know the rally that we just had last week. Goldman Sachs, 33%. Now we got these are the names. ISRG down 17% year to date. This buy signal failed. Yeah, a lot of signal got failed yesterday because of the price made a lower low. United Healthcare down 30%. Costco up 1.5% for the day, for the year. Just look at these names. FedEx down 20%. Look at that dip right there on FedEx yesterday. Qualcomm flat for the year. This is the daily chart. Look at this flush right there that it just took out that many sessions. Flat for the year. Microsoft 21%. Amazon negative 1.38%, down year to date. Netflix up 36%. IBM up 26. Palantir up 131. This thing is gonna go sideways. Adobe down 24. Like these are S&P, like Thermo Fisher flat. John Deere 5%. Accenture right there down 31%. Nvidia up 36%. Caterpillar is up 35%. It's a strong one. It's making new highs pretty much every every week. Apple down 2% year to date. I mean, just go through them. You're gonna see where these stocks are. We're in a Q4, and we're going to start the earnings season. General Dynamic 26, Capital One 13 was fine. What else we have? GE 74%. That's a strong one. American Express 6%, 6.5%. Texas Instrument down 8.43%. What we can do, UNP, no, it's okay. Amgen, that's a Dow 30 stock, up 11%. Boeing, 19%. Yeah, that signal failed yesterday as well. Yeah, we traded this move, remember? That's why I exited. See, now the price is going right between this 50 and 200. And I've become a sandwich trade for a while. So Google, 25%. JP Morgan, 25. Lindy right there. This is this is 8%. That's a strong name for materials. Oracle, 75. So what do we have here? Nvidia, Oracle, Microsoft up 25%. Now Apple is down. I mean, Amazon is dying. I mean, these names are Salesforce down 27%. Um, Visa up 8%. Honeywell, we got stopped on this one. Down now 11%. So it took out this low right there. Now even pushed even more down to 200. Um, Nike's Toast 13.8, 14%. Uber up 54. Um, what else do we have? A strong name. Home Depot just literally got killed, down 3.5%. Breaking this 200 now. It's gonna take a couple more days, and then any bounce that's gonna become a wall. So Home Depot is. I mean, these are strong company. Look at Disney, negative 1.94 down for the year. Starbucks Toast 14%. I mean, it's fine that market has rallied so much, but the point is this, that there's only few names, okay, that kept this rally going, but the rest of them, which are already down, well, they're gonna move. But does that add the fuel to the back to the S&P? That's what it looks to me, that one kind of like a side of a badge ran and the other left behind. The ones that are left behind, they're gonna catch up eventually. Once they're gonna move the overall sector. When the sector moves up, so does the S&P is gonna push higher. So these are the weak names that I am starting to look to see what we can buy. This all depends on the rotation as well, because these are down, like P&G down 10.71%. Abbott Lab is up 17. I mean, like we can scan this whole thing here and give you the full read. We can do this, do tech later. What's this S&P 100? Yeah. So we can do name and change this thing to the percentage. So now we can color them to see which one is up and which one is down. Here's year-to-date performance. You can make this a little bit bigger. Here. So these are the one and the S&P 100, 100 index. So Target, UPS, ACN, United Healthcare, Salesforce, Charter Communication, Adobe, Bristol Myers, FedEx, PayPal, like these are the names right there. The ones are the biggest losers. Okay, like anything in a double digit. Okay, you gotta have to for from here these names. So these are the weak names right there. So now how many the so we can go up. Palantir, Intel, AMD, which recently these guys, two of them got the news, right? Oracle finally got the since the earning. GE CVS, Broadcom, Netflix, Nvidia. So so we take basically from BlackRock, right? So from BlackRock all the way up are the ones that are doing fine. So if we can do full rotation on them to kind of know like, okay, which stock is going where, these are all the 100 stocks. They're if we're starting to look at them, there's a lot of like big. You always have to pay attention. I mean, these are all big companies, but when we look in the Apple and Tesla, and these are like those top 10 market cap companies, it just like Google is here as well. I mean, Meta is trying to make its way out. It will. It will. Look at HD right there. Look at low. It's just getting killed. Look how flat this line. Look at this one. The chart. Like, look at this. This thing is down like almost like I think 11, 12 days now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. Yeah, 16, 17 days. Straight lower lows every single day. This has an RSI of 2 right now, 2.37. The same thing with the Home Depot right there, RSI 2.83. This is all red, is below 550, 200. Like whatever the bounce will come into a play is gonna, it just has so much resistance in it. We don't even know where the low is. This is why I don't want to, I'm not, I don't want them. Look at this line. Look just how flat it is. It will eventually will make a curve, you know? These are just brutal. Real estate is just, man, that's the tough one. When I go to the NASDAQ 100, you can see the actual tech names. Palantir, Micron, Lam Research, Intel, Apple 1175. This stock start pulling back. Ziegler is up 71. So I own this one. What do we have? CEG, DoorDash, Crowd, Shopify. I mean, yeah, these stocks has moved. There's no Broadcom 40, 36, Nvidia 36, Electronic, what this got the buyout. Now, now on the tech side, on NASDAQ 100, Lululemon is the worst one. TDD is the second, then Team, On, Charter, Adobe, Copart. I mean, if these stocks can at least break even, let's say for the year, I mean, yeah, you can capture almost a 25% move, right? Apple, Amazon, like just these kind of names like Costco, look, 1.5%. These are these are top, like these are the stocks that move the sector. This Costco is this the consumer staple stock. It just it's not gonna help the sector at all. Pepsi got a bit of a move, trying to break even for the year. Amazon, Apple. Apple has that whatever the double top over there now, so The booking.com almost some of these, it's just a reset. There's now if you just want to look at them, I'm just I always try to trade what the direction is. It's just so damn difficult to fight the upside with the when the direction is down and you're trying to play the upside. Ugh. Look, so how many swings are up? So all these stocks right there from Apple to Ziegler, the swings are all up now. All up this time that we have Apple, AMD, Amazon, most likely is going to turn lower. Um, Costco, Doggy, Meta, Micron, Netflix, Nvidia. So the ones their swing is already up are the ones that could give a little bit of a relief if there's going to be some sort of a bounce. Now look at how much they're down. This one turned down as this is the Adobe. Um, Look, all these swings are down. Broadcom swing turned down yesterday. Electronic Art is down. Google is down. It's just like a mixed bag. You just gotta have to see like you cannot say like, well, yeah, the S&P is up, was up around this much percentage, and 27, 28 times earnings and stuff, but it's just not a broad rally. It's just all about that AI names but look how many of these stocks are like struggling, you know? It's like a half show. It's just like looking at 100. I mean, I don't know if I can do full 500 scan if you want. I mean, we can do here. It's gonna pull 500 stocks. Look at, jeez, the world stock and the S&P right now is Lululemon. This thing is toast. And then the second one is Trade Desk. And then Deck this. Yeah, these are, do you know how much time now these stocks will take to recover? Especially when you're into this 40-50 bracket. You need like company has to come out with some miracle, some strong earnings to kind of say like, yeah, the business is turning around, but they're like struggling, you know? This is the full performance right now as of yesterday close. How many of these like until here? It goes a flat line. Now from here, well, these stocks are up. So the leader right now in the S&P, flip this, is Hood. And then Western Digital. Palantir is the fourth one. New one, Micron, Lam Research, AppLovin. This stock is up 73%. How? Wow, almost near the highs. Some of these, like, you can, I mean, it's just the best way to look at them is just to look at the year high and low. This gives you the 52 weeks low and 52 weeks high. Kind of see, like, yeah, it's just, some of these names that just made such a wild move, they're due for a setback. Look at this. Corning, DoorDash. Yeah, this is gonna be soon. It's gonna be due soon. Yeah, you just have to look at them like how much room it makes to the previous year high. That's a that's a good way to trade the market as well. Just focus on a year high and low of the last year. You don't have to do anything. Do moving averages and take the high and low of the previous year and just trade off from there. If the price happens to take out the previous year high, well, that's your pivot breakout here anyways. Yeah, look, it's just always gonna price is gonna fight this area right there, back and forth for several days, and then make his way up. Anything from here just adds up to the year. See, Netflix is it's pretty. You see right there. Here we just like take the April low on the S&P, okay, to the high, and what do you see here? It's just the way that, it's just, well, does that make the Netflix bearish? No, look how much price overlap this thing has. Just a kind of three-way pullback, unless makes another lower, because it needs to break this high right there. This is the important number right there. Let's see. This. So this will confirm the breakout of the channel along with this high right there. So you have three swings. One, two, three. So they all come down in a three. So you see once you have three, three, three. So this is a three-way move, right? But what do you want to call this? A WXY. Three, three, and three. A zigzag would be like this. That would be an A, B, and C. Yeah, this becomes very tricky. Does the C wave after six swings, you got three here and three here, does the C wave comes down in a five, which is because C is an actionary wave, or does that subdivides into a three, it becomes into a Y? This is always a tricky part because this part and this part looks the same. You can have a three here, you can have a five. So zigzag is this. The complex is this. And then the triangle is this. And then the flat is this. So you got A, B is just gonna flush out everyone, and then full rug pull. So you have four of them. One, two, three, 4. So all these corrections, factors into the wave 4. So you're always going to be sitting and guessing, which one are we in? Well, corrections are very subjective. That's why I always say you gotta have to just make sure, don't use leverage and don't oversize any trades in the fourth wave. Once it will run its course, once we will get this confirmation here like this, then we'll play the breakout. Now we're going to position to the upside. This is painful. Yeah, there are bounces here, of course. I mean, you can get played this bounce from here to here. There's money to be made there. I'm not saying that you cannot make money trading any kind of a counter trend move. Of course you can. But look at the initial run. So the stock had from 821 to 1341. Well, the same thing, that the price is going to take a pause somewhere at some point. Wow. You know that nothing is going to go up forever. So if you're just going to go back here to the same S&P, what do you think it's going to be? So I know it's too early to say it, but this is why I see it right there. It's some sort of a range bound for some time. This entire move right there, just take a bit of a pause. There's so many of them. Look, huge move. Coin is a Broadcom. It just, that's what I'm saying, is just these stocks that just had this run to the upside. They're due for a pullback. Already pulled this one. That's what I fill up more, a secret company. Um, Johnson, Dell. I mean, can go over names after names, but just I don't can't sit and trade off from this. I need a rotation to see what to trade. It's very sign. It's just there's so many like look at these runs that they're gonna be we're due for a setback. That's how I see it. Everywhere is just look at that. Microsoft is it a three-way move? Is the Microsoft is doing something same thing like this? Or is gonna be doesn't look like a five-way move. Let's say if we really push it down one, let's say take 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Let's say you can do a 5 here, 3 here, and then another 5 like this. So let's just run in a, no need to label anything, just run an extension, take this high, this low to this high, and 100% relationship of a measured move at 468. Stock is up 21.2%. So if you take the closing prices of yesterday, put it down here to 468, will put you down at 8.36. 8.36 is going to put a stock down to almost like 13% or so down here. Which just looks like a pretty nice U if it holds, so if something kind of picks up, you need volume right there. So if it picks up a little bit of a volume, it just needs to hold this low, and then from there, you can make a case for that one, but we'll see. Some of these, like, it's the same thing we're looking at. It's just exactly the same thing. Remember, we just talked about first swing low, lower high. So if you're looking for a lower low, you need to target 492. That will put a swing like this to a lower low. Now you have one pivot, another pivot. So whatever this thing finds support will break this, then this area right there, 492, will act as a resistance. Then you look for a measured move down to 468 to complete, let's say, an ABC or WXY, you want to call it. From here, it finds resistance toward this zone, toward this pivot. Then it needs to reverse to take out this high for swing to turn right back up again. So now you need high swing to take out one of the previous swing high. Which is, I mean, the one who had a run for 3 quarters. I mean, that's not, I wouldn't say 3 quarters because we sold out hard in April. Just to looking at a price action from April low. Okay, this is the April 7 low. Um, it's when you start looking at the bigger names, I mean, you see like how they are. Um, Apple from April low with a double top, right? When was the last time Apple has ever double top? Right there, look. Went all the way down there. Damn. Then it made a reversal. The same thing here. Went all the way back to the top. Now it's backing off. Oh, mixed meta, same. You see, 3 down, 3 up. Call it a 5 or call it a 3. Doesn't matter. See, some of them has already made this third move, this third swing down. Some of them did not. If you notice that. See, the Netflix and Meta did, right? We looked at the Netflix. Now it has that kind of like a little um, wedge pattern. Now you have Meta, got a bit of an overthrow here. Um, it has this weakness right there. The Meta just had, right? Look at this move from here. I mean, if you look at the same thing on the Netflix side, you see this third leg right there has already been completed. When you go to a Microsoft, see it's starting to looks like that is going to work on this swing right there. So then you go to Apple now. Um, Tesla just too damn choppy. Same, you can see you got the three move here, three swing move. Both swing high and higher low and lower lows. What's the other name? NVIDIA. Just the first initial. dip down here. It's this is gonna be due for a pullback as well. You gotta wait one, two. Does that make a five completed waves? You know? See, it's the same thing that we're looking at on Meta and Netflix. You see, three swing. I mean, after days, you finally made your way up. These are just a correction, but this part right there, you see how there's a lot of overlap here. It's not as like this. You see how clear this trend is? Look at this move from this low to this high. Even the fact that it has made it is making higher highs and higher low. We can put a swing here. Here. You see this is the low right there. That's the first swing down. You see how it changes color? As soon as you're gonna break this high right there, it changes color right there. And it stays down because it has to stay above this low and then turns back around. So you just the point is that you're looking for a higher high and a higher low. You just have to remember that. That makes the bull trend, bull price action. If the swing turns, makes a lower high and a lower low, this. So in the S&P that we just only had one session for one day, right? So for a couple more days or so, we need to see where does it find, how much time does it take, first of all, on a very first swing. And then the second swing, once the swing is gonna swing back up, that will be your bounce, is to see where does it find resistance for another leg down, you know? So it's the same, like look at this. So you had a high here, full swing, go up all the way back up, less than a penny. Look, 184.48 high. This high was 184.47. 1 penny. And then it just took another lower low, took out this low. It's just crazy. Like, it's just because it's not like if you have to scroll back here, you have to look at the price. Look how big of a run that Nvidia had. So it just chops around. This is very typical for a price to do that after a huge run. This is exactly what I expect on the S&P. It's to kind of go sideways. You seriously think that this price action here is easy to trade? Look at these moves. You, if you're in a trade, you got this move after a gap, and then you're getting flushed out after a couple days. Yeah, back and forth swings are not easy to trade. They're boring. I traded this move. We did. I mean, it was after a couple days. I was like, okay, well, we had a low here, and I think we had a no, we didn't have a buy there. Oh, I'm on the other screen. So I played this move from here to here. So I just like, no, that's why I just exited the trade. So I mean, this one took any any China related news, Boeing is gonna get hit hard, you know, have too much exposure in China. You see first initial move, bounce, and another low. So we don't know, what is it, Exxon, whatever, what did they do? Um, a bit of a mixed bag. We'll see. I mean, how earning goes, this definitely look like a fourth wave is in play. Is coming into a play for everyone. 65, 65, 64, 63, 62 and a half. I have to play around and see how can I like set up like a butterfly here, you know? We'll see. I gotta play around some strikes and stuff and see if I can put something out here with some time and just let the thing work. Hang on, let me do this. Take the one to the high, project it from the two. There you go. See? Oh yeah. Let's put this channel here. Put a lock on it. Let me do the middle line. Just lock this thing. Now we're not gonna hang on. Now we're not gonna move this channel. And every week we're gonna track it. Okay. Let's do this. A lock on it. There you go. So we took a first swing high to this low, project this high to the all-time high, and then draw a parallel line to this wave 2 low. Now this will give us the range. See, we haven't even, I mean, because we just formed the top here. So we haven't really this was this is good. So this will all stays within all the price will stay within the channel, and yeah, so it's good. We can just leave it like this. Daily time frame. Let me see. 65.32. 65.32. This one I can just draw this one here on a wave count. This way we'll know exactly. So we have here 64.82. 64.81. That's fine. It's very close to it. And then 64.81 is the same one anyways here. And we have this 63.40. So we don't have, you're looking at what, 3 standard deviation move or so? I don't think so. Good. Um, 63.43. Here, this low. So this is good enough. And this low. That's it. Don't have to go that far down. We can just keep them in a chart here. And I just marked these ones here. These are those the swing lows and the highs on the daily swings. So we'll know exactly where the swing high and low is. So what the area of downside. So but this zone right there is definitely looking that it might come into a play eventually at some point. How fast, how soon? Well, we simply don't know. It's on right there, so it's just a matter of let's see if it how much this this gives you a channel maybe a 65.52, 65.32. Yeah, this area right there definitely should give a first swing should ends here somewhere. That should give us a three-way bounce back to the upside. Then from there we'll make the case for this move. Okay, we're fine. We'll watch and see how it goes. We have a good wave count, so let's don't mess it up by changing anything. Just stick to the wave count that has been working for you for a very long time. So we'll watch the zone and see what happens. Um, Scans and stuff. I mean, it just the show. We'll see what happens here. Doesn't mean no. It's in the folder that I made it for you guys. Oh, there's few turned down now. Oh, yeah, there. You see, there's a lot of them are starting to take in a breather now. Except for this FCX is the one is trying to recover. The rest of them are, you see, the overall M just because the earnings are coming as well. So it just the nuclear stock is okay. Nothing really attractive rotation. Let's see, what do we have? Leading heading northeast. Nope, that's it. Wow. Jeez, that's a very narrow swing, the rotation. These are the only stocks are looking to make a move. Wow. Out of 500 stocks, only like what, 6 names? UDR? I don't know. Oh boy. This might be due for a bounce. Jeez. We have Netflix. I already know the three-way move. And oh, Big Mac? Big Mac is up only 2%. It's nothing here. It's trading below 250 as well. It was up 3 points yesterday. So we have a Big Mac and what else? Costco, UDR. Yeah, that's it. T-Mobile. 3%. Wow, it's just, I don't, I don't even know what to trade next week, to be honest. That's all it is. Wow. So if you can do a NASDAQ, I mean, we could push this thing even more. That will show more names. But a lot of them has already made a move, though. Now it's going to pull more names. I have 98 stocks. The Costco and these names will be in there, but it's just a different. So they're all heading northeast, but a lot of them has already made the move off the lows. You know, we catch prices when next the the crowd's gonna see later. We see a very very early rotation. Let's put it this way. There's a way you're not gonna see everything over there. So like, I don't know which one Tommy from took a hit already. See ADM. What is that? So you got this buy signal figure there. It's just there's going to be a lot of names here that has already made a move, and some of them are still kind of like a chopping around. So like MA right there, you see MA is already here, but has that's this move from here, you will know that it's going to be almost, oh boy, reversed. Yesterday reversed. That's going to be 10-9. Wow, on a Thursday bar, it triggered the sell signal. This is yesterday. Yeah, it's just the rotation is just kind of. I watch them, but a lot of them move has already been done. We want this. These are the early ones. Um, we don't have anything. We can do a mid cap, but wow, Yeah, this market is definitely looking for a setback. It's, I don't even know these companies. IRT, a $15 stock. OPCH below 50, up 15%, but still, that's this. Oh, that's a clear five waves up. One, two, three, four, five. This is some sort of a call like a triple kind of zigzag. W connector X, Y, X, Z. Option care health. Oh, it's a health company. $26 stock. Stock gapped up here. Oh, and nice. This hardly moves. This is less than 1.8 TR. It's 0.72. Nah, it's gonna be for shares, yeah, not the option. I gotta what are you gonna make from 20 whatever 27 to 28.34 to this 50% moving average? Yeah, you gotta size up this trade like crazy. Nothing in mid cap. Small caps are Russell 1000 gonna pull up everything. Let me see. Same name in town. Yeah, we already did those. 2000 is gonna pull up some rats. There you go. Oh, these are next opportunities. That's the way you're gonna look at them. We need this, not the price. Price will come later. We need the early move. So that's a Russell. That's a small cap. Oh, this is a scan of 2000 stocks. So the only ones are, see the option gear health still is in there. I need something that moves, not like, but at the same time here now, we don't know. Um, let's look at ECA, nothing there. It's just, I've just been sideways since last month. I don't know that I just, these are, I don't really, you know me, I don't really trade any kind of these weird names. Huge gap down. Oh, this one, huge pop. Huge. Oh boy. Oh, they're looking ready. Oh, there's one. VEL, Velocity Financial, 0.34 ATR. No thanks. A big of a, it just, Small caps, it's a mess. Yeah, this is it. I mean, I don't really need to go one by one. S&P 500 is everything. This is it. That's the first thing in the morning that I do. I mean, we're talking when the day ends and when I wake up at 5 and by the time I start the computer and stuff, this is the first thing that I do every single day. So then I'm just gonna look at this and because these are um the rotation has been improved yesterday by the close and just open it up. I know the names and just look it up like this and then go one by one and see what we can find. Costco has a potential. I might dive into, but I know the overall stock is very, has the buy signal here. But the only challenge here now is you see got a bit of a pop here on those sales number. I believe it came out and gapped up. You got this 50 and 200 sitting up here. Okay. So yeah, this rotation here starting to look good, but it needs to break this wall. So it could definitely geez, gonna be 9 all the way down to the low. Let's see if we can. Yesterday was a higher bar and reverse 12 points. See if Costco can come back down here a little bit more, and then we can try to play this thing against this low. So we'll watch this one. It's up only 1.5% year to date. A bearish candle yesterday as well at the close. Yeah, the swing is up anyway, so it's just the you see you got a one, two, three, you got three higher bars. So the swing is up. We need to find a retracement from this high to this low now. So it's a little easy. Open up the chart. You don't need anything else. So this now you need to do is PR. Take this swing, the swing low to this high. That's it. This is the zone. This is the upside. So we're testing 929. I'll watch and see if we could come down here to this 920, 925, right? From here, we'll target this high, 945 to 960 against this low. Okay, so the swing is up anyways, so we'll swing this trade. I'll do that. Rotation looks good. This is the um, consumer staple stock anyways. So we'll see. We'll swing Costco. See how it goes. So we have three bars. Yeah, it was still a higher bar, so that doesn't count anyways. You still actually need 3 more days of lower bars for the swing to turn down. So we're gonna watch this against this low to see if we could take out 945. We can target this zone. So if we would do this swing high to this swing low. You see 964 is going to be fine, 950. Hang on. This one to this high. Yeah, this is fine. You see how I just, these are your target zones. Here, this is one. Here's another one. It's all fib work. You know, you just need to know where to run fibs from high to lows. And then from here, if you wanted to see where you could find the downside, that's it, 5, 930, 925, 920. So this is the area you could, because you not, if you want 1 or 2 days of a setback, and then you looking to make a move higher. So, so you're using whatever you're using those swings, and you're gonna draw this. It's gonna become your resistance right there. This is exactly where we have the 50 and 100 sitting as well, right there. You see? Yeah, it needs a, Costco will need a strong push to clear this. That's the thing though. But here is, this eventually improves. There is a good probability that Costco will make a move higher. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I don't know. That's gonna be very. We'll see Monday what happens. Yeah, if we're going in a fourth wave, we're gonna do some short-term trading, kind of like in and out kind of trades. Yeah, nothing I wanna. Plus these the earnings are gonna start as well. So, oops, nothing here in the transport. Yeah, McDonald's. The Dow 30. I don't need to do. I know 500 is gonna pull up everything. Stocks I want to buy on. I want to buy Meta. That's the stock. I want to pick up some shares. You know, this. There's a demand zone here, so the Meta swing is up. You see, it has these three higher bars. So Meta is fine. Let me just go back here. The screen here. Meta ended the week with a the doji candle. So we have this. So I hope it stays. So right here in this zone, These weekly sell signals are nasty, man. Seriously. Seriously. Look at this on Tesla. I was watching this. Look at that. Last week it triggered that sell signal on the weekly bar. Look at the lower bar. Yeah, this thing is, as a matter of fact, let me do ooh, okay. These are all the stocks that triggered a sell signal on a weekly bar. So watch these ones for next week. These are very powerful sell signals. I'll let you know. I'll keep that thing in mind. Okay. So watch these ones. I'll do it too. Oh, I can do high. Oh, so yeah, these are very powerful cell signals, just to let you know. See, basically what you're looking for is you're looking for the next weekly bar to be a lower bar. So your target for the next week is 143.28. Once it put this low, is when you will have a lower weekly bar that would confirm this sell signal was right or wrong. Yeah, this one is a pretty strong close. You never know. Think it can reverse. Anything can reverse. Oh, coin has it. Wow. Last time it triggered here. See lower bar. You need a low next week. This you need a low, meaning that you need to take out 351.63 of this week though. So this yeah, these are very powerful sell signals. I'll let you know. They can fail, of course, if the price goes up and makes a new high. Yeah, it's no longer valid. Look at the close on that one. I wouldn't even touch these ones. Anything that closed kind of like in the middle, this has swing is up. Stock has made one in an even core. Stock made a higher high. They can these ones can nail tops really easily. You can see the previous ones. Interactive broker is gonna, yeah. You just make a case of a one lower weekly bar. You just want to see the highs not getting taken out. PSA, and it's like a triangle to me. Some sort of a triangle. SO, oh boy. Nah, I don't think so. Look at the close. Yeah, nothing. We just watch. We want to watch this. I don't even know none of these names. Arista, I might. Let's get some puts on this one. Attack the 143. What is the ticker on this? Yeah, no sell signal here. But let's attack this 143. This low. We need this next week. Yeah, 143.28. You're just gonna play one bar. I mean, if you ended up in a inside week, yeah, then you're gonna sit for another week. That's the invalidation right there. So that's your, you just play, you got invalidation here against this. I'll swing this one. Yeah, it's a higher bar. It's a crazy wild run. 15 weeks, 90% move. Yeah, 15 weeks. Yeah, we just need to take out this week low. So take a 140, 154, 150. Yeah, we could do 150, 145 put spread right there. 150, 145. That would be I don't a lot of time look at the charts and stuff after hours and stuff, man. It's just like you don't even know how the market opens the next day. You just get disappointed. So seriously, you know how many times I look at a stock and say like, okay, I will get this one tomorrow, and then boom, stock is already up like 4 or 5 points. It happens all the time. It's just do all the work for nothing. Yeah, these pre-planned moves are just it's better to act when the market is open. Just make a list of stocks that you going after. Like, you're gonna be end up trading and just wait for the market to open. Yeah, making these plans over the weekend and stuff is just next day there's not a single person in the world how the market opens and they just disappointment and just all the work you sit and doing for nothing. You get an idea and stuff, but that's all. Um, Amazon definitely doesn't look bad. I know Amazon is taking a leg lower. I'm I'm thinking it had that buy signal. I didn't want to take it. I don't want to open a trade. The reason why being is because of this 50 and 200 trap right there. But just like a weak signal. That's why I want to get it. Is 1.38 down for 1.38%. If you look at this price action, Amazon needs some sort of a news. It's just sideways. Okay. There's absolutely nothing bearish here. I like this one. You see the same uptrend, the huge move from April low. It's just been sideways for a very long time now. I would I would definitely consider um, to get Amazon. So just the only problem is it has a lower monthly bar, so that's just gonna it's to me, if you ask, it's gonna test this 200 pretty soon. It's almost there. it hasn't gotten a test yet. Like if you look across here, you see this low, the false initial low, right? And then we had a higher high right there. It was a fake out. So this one is at 211 and 200 sitting at 213. So from 213 to 211, I think this zone right here is the one to start buying this. This. The sentiment right now is neutral. It's a gray area, so which is a good sign. I know I think Ruben was saying that there's a lot of bullish flow on this. It's just eh, Amazon is gonna move the XLY. Just mark my word. Okay. Look at this and this. Okay. Most of the stocks that we trade is all here in this sector. This sector is struggling this year. We're in a fourth quarter. Keep that thing in mind. We're in a fourth quarter. Now, what stocks are in here? A lot. Like XLY, consumer discretionary, right there. So you have a lot of stocks here that we trade pretty much all the time. See? Airbnb, Amazon, Booking, Chipotle, DoorDash, they all consumer discretionary stock. Darden, eBay, Ford, General Motors, Garmin, Home Depot. See, these are these companies are the ones that has the more weight is the one that's killing this sector right now. Okay, so if you want to know exactly which one are the big names, this. These two makes this sector right there. These two. See how much weight this Tesla and Amazon has on XLY? So I'm always watching this Amazon and XLY side by side if I want to swing a trade or, you gotta know where the sector is and which stock moves the sector. You need to know these names, especially the top 10 holdings. Always. Amazon, Apple, see Home Depot right there. You know how Home Depot is struggling. See, Microsoft, sorry, the McDonald's right now is the one that is trying to pick up some momentum. So that's one name, okay? In the whole sector. Amazon is it's starting to look like it. So these are the only two names. So if you're going to bet on a sector, okay, that is rotating out, you pick the leaders. Okay, these are the ones that are gonna move the sector. Amazon is gonna drag down, is gonna take the XLY down with it. And so does the rest of the stuff. Like you have to understand how much weight that stock carries to the sector right there. It's very, very important. This is why you guys all know that I don't trade some random BS stocks. I trade quality names. I know what to look for. I know what moves us. So I'm always watching sectors. You always have to watch those. That's why we track rotation. That's why we know. We have this. So what do we see here? You see XLY right there. See how weak the rotation is? So the rotation is weak, right? So what is impacting this? A lot of names, right? Amazon looks weak. Tesla is pulling back toward the 400. This thing is puking for like 8, 9 straight days in a row. This one's starting to show some signs. Booking is almost flat for the year. Lows right there is down for like, I don't know, 15 days in a row. Okay. Starbucks is all the way down. I'm just so what do you think is gonna make up a McDonald's is gonna turn the entire sector around? No. You need few more to help it out. But it's just you can see right there where this hook is going. So we just have to wait, you know? Because I see I can do the same thing here because these stocks in the XLY has a lot of alpha. They have a very high ATR. So you can like any trade in those, you can make good money. You can catch a move. So if I want to do the see, I can there's no point me to run it because it's gonna break down individual stocks, what's in that communication sector. I can do 500, it's gonna pull up everything. It just scans the entire universe of stocks, so there's no point for me to see there's nothing in healthcare. It's just not gonna go because you're just looking at the S&P 5. It says McDonald's right there, consumer discretionary. Want to do material? Nothing. So you just gotta I know how I have everything set. I know how it works. So you always have to pay attention to this. So if you're gonna go back, because some cannot wait. Oh, I want to buy this. I want to buy that. Well, you'll buy. Nothing is. See, the only thing that is rotating out is material stocks, material sector. Okay. See, communication is weak. You see how it is going here? So what do you think the top three leaders on communication is? Meta, Netflix, and Google. Okay. So industrial, so the top names. So it's just the point is like we want to focus on that ones that are willing to make a move. Look, energy is getting killed, right? Energy took a hit the other day as well. You see how weak the RG looks. Financials are the one to watch because you see like financials always getting ready into an earning season. This is the one to watch. Okay. XLF. Look at the real estate, how it formed the for reversal back to the downside. Real estate is just it's starting to make a move out. Look at it reverses. Once is not, if it reverses this time, the second hook right there, once it's gonna go. Okay, so once you will have a rejection like this, that the rotation is willing to rotate out, but it reverses back down. So basically what it is like once it goes like this, its time is gonna go for sure. Because it's not going this way. We all know that. So we're gonna watch this. Okay, we're probably gonna give another week. I watch this all the time. Okay, this is the most important. I need to know what 11 sectors are doing. Technology is still okay, but you see it's tipping right toward this weakening quadrant. This is the one XLP, consumer staples. This is a defensive sector. What I what this I picked up 100 shares on on the account on this ETF. Just gonna stay long. The reason why is two is first, it's a defensive sector. Yesterday it was up as well. Second is, watch this. This is the XLP in the daily time frame. Look where the weekly is. This is hard to match two rotation in the same time frame. I'm betting on XLP on the Q4. So XLP is top stock is which one? Costco. Okay, so that's why I was saying earlier that Costco is should one to consider. Okay, it's gonna be pretty close to it. If you can put a Costco here. There you go. They trail together. Just a little bit weaker. Could take a few more days. Okay, but Costco is gonna move really close to any top holdings is gonna be very close to the sector. Just can remember that. Okay, because those are the ones that drives it. The
Most
XLP is
XLF stock, RRGs.
XLF.
Yeah, stocks.
Yeah, on the 500, nothing pulls up. So, I mean, I have the financial folder here, but nothing is on the 500 scans yet. Goldman Sachs took some of them are due for a setback as well, but there's a lot of 1-2 swings here as well. You see, this is a 1-2 swing S&P Global, Schwab. Schwab is pulling back. It's one to watch. Bank of America is pulling back in a second swing. It's on a it, again, the rotation is weak. It will improve, but that's the one I wanted to watch. But there's some of them. But again, we're going right into the earnings season, so financials are always gonna start the show first. Um, see, I don't even know some of these names. Schwab is, see, that's the 1-2 swing. It might take another leg down. Got three here, three-way move. I would, I would watch this one. Right now, the swing is down, so it's going to be a very, like a, somewhere around here, 90 to 88 zone. If I could, spin if I don't even get into this. Okay, 50 to 100. You see, man, just so damn, like, you want to watch this 90 and 88. Oops. Hmm. Hmm. What's the ticker? Let's see. Yep. Yeah, it has a mean divergent sell signal, so it had a buy here trigger. It's a little choppy, but chop definitely. You see this huge move. It's just pulling back.
What about AXB? I'm X.
Got a bit of a toe. You see like there? Very choppy back and forth swing. Up 24. To other side 28. Which one? Which stock are you talking about?
I'm X. AXB.
Oh, AXP. I looked at it yesterday. It has a sell signal. So it's just I know it has a sell signal on 25th. I have I have this. I can show you this one. Um, and these are the stocks. Okay, are the ones that you wanted to kind of don't touch them. Okay, right there. These are the stocks that are weakening in the coming days. They're losing momentum. We're looking at the same thing from here to going up, right? That's where we buy. And these ones, a lot of them is going to have a sell signal on them. Okay. So these are all the names that you're looking at right there. Some of them might be able to just waiting for it, but technically, like little by, they're just losing momentum day by day. So we have Apple. Apple, I know it has a sell signal now, right there. It triggered on a Tuesday bar, so it took a leg down. So now you have a sell signal here, which triggered on the Tuesday on the 7th on my birthday, right? And then against this high right there. And now we're gonna go back to the rotation and we can see Apple is right here. So it's just you just rotate the whole picture. So we're hunting for stocks that are going like this, right? Now these are the ones that are rotating out. So they're losing momentum. So same buy signal that triggers here, these ones will sell a sell trigger coming down. Okay, so these are the ones that you either watch them and kind of de-risk some of the names, I don't know, like what do you have here? AMAT. Let's see. Nothing triggered yet, but it's something it will, you know. So some of them are still kind of hold them, but there are AP. I don't know some of these. See, got a sell signal here, and now this sucker right here, APA company, this APA Corporation. See, same thing here. So you just playing a downside move now instead of playing from here, finding. You see, it's all about the rotation. You just gotta know how to set it up right. That lines up with these swings. That's the work that's been done for years. So it doesn't mean that it's gonna be that everything will be perfect, but your your odds will be is much higher in the end. Okay, let's put it this way.
Mo, you said to watch 82 and 87 in Newmont mining, and you were correct. Can you take a look at that one?
This one?
Newmont Mining, you had told me to watch 82 and 87. Bang on.
This one? This is,
Yes.
yeah, Newmont is good because gold is pretty good. So it's okay. So it's been, yeah, Newmont is fine. It's gonna take a little bit of a pause. Gold might do that as well. The reason why I'm seeing because I'm seeing gold will it's okay. GLD is still strong, but yeah, gold will eventually. Yeah, some of these names are, but you have to look at like Newmont is all gold, right? So the overall gold, if the gold is gonna roll over, so does this. So just have to came up like these ones are too close, right? So some of these are gets really choppy. Same thing with rotation, we're looking for the bigger one. Let's see. KLAC. See? Got a sell signal triggered here. Now this sucker right there is gonna take a bigger hit because it's making a wider rotation. Yesterday it dropped 70 points. Well, it's $1,000 stock, so it's gonna make big moves. So because this one is the one that is further away from the benchmark from here. So it's just taking a wider rotation, by the time it will run its course. So IBM is still good. You see, yesterday tried to form a reversal hook. So gonna what? No, IBM might be taking a breather. I think IBM got a sell signal. Yeah, yeah, it's triggered a sell signal on Thursday as well. Um, you see how it works? How rotation confirms signals? It's just the same thing. Rotation confirms the buy signal. Same way rotation confirms the sell signal. It's the system that I built. It works. Okay? It's going to work most of the time. You just have to trust it. It will match. It'll tell you exactly where we could set up where the high of the day is, where you're gonna define your risk. There's many of stocks I can show you hundreds of them, but some of them are like here, like KMI, right? See, because now those ones they are weakening. You see, got a sell signal here, but again, you don't know how big slides are on these stocks. We can do what is this SNA? See, it has a sell signal on it because they're rotating out, they're weakening. Okay, so same thing here. What is this? NSC. See, there's a sell signal right there against this high, 301. I mean, trade is a trade. This is why I always, when I trade, is like, okay, fine. If it works, if it works, if it doesn't, well, not the end of the world. Because my scanner is running every day. I'm looking at almost 500 stocks, but the scanner is just gonna filter them all because I have, certain specific conditions that it's only gonna filter these names. We're not seeing the rest of whatever 400 and like 85 stocks. They're all hidden because they're all somewhere there. It just is not being confirmed with any of these sell signals. So it's the same thing we do here when we're buying the same thing here. So this is what I took. Less than 5 seconds. It scans 500 stocks. Costco has a buy signal. McDonald's doesn't. Netflix has a buy signal. This one does not. This one does not. This one. So you see, the three names has the buy signal right now. So if I pick, let's say, I trade two stocks out of three. I mean, if I have enough time, yeah, I mean, I'll see if I could make something out of those. I don't think those both of them will fail at the same time. But then it's just a matter of like how much I want to trade because it's just this where the risk comes into a play. I don't jump on everything. I want to see how the chart looks like. If the buy signal looks weak to me, I'm just not gonna take it. Why are you like I saw this one, Amazon, okay? And I wanted to go because I've been watching this. First, price is literally sideways, right? This is like this signal just looks weak to me because this rotation at that time was just not confirming me that for me to pull a trigger. So I was like, not yet. And then yesterday just took a full flush down. I was like, oops. So yeah, I don't jump on everything. I just gotta I trade very selective names. You all know that. I'm not a heavy trader. Like look at these. Oops, a few names back here as well. There's some semi names that pulling up. LRCX. There you go. LRCX here. What else we have? These are the ones that way behind. AMAT already looked at WDC. There you go. You're just playing the game up and down. This is what I have spent years and days and night to make sure that these two things. I don't need, I mean, I don't need any wave counts to be honest. I just don't. I know you guys will always want to look at them. I don't. I don't need any wave counts. That's why I hardly do any Elliott wave. Just need this. Quick scan, pick the good company name, go to the rotation, see which rotation looks good, the ones that are starting to rotate out. Go to the top leader, those top 10 names. If that one fits with that sector, that's the stock you want to be in. I mean, the other stocks can move. Don't get me wrong. Like, so these are the top 10. Now you can go to Nike, AutoZone, and like these are all. But look at this. These 1% weight to the sector is not going to help much. It doesn't mean that these stocks don't move. You cannot like Lennar right there and Horton, Garmin, eBay, Carnival, Tractor Supply. Like these are all XLY stocks. Like you see then goes lower and lower and lower. But this is quality. You- These companies are not going anywhere. We all know that. Especially like, I mean, yeah, Home Depot, of course, McDonald's, of course. Imagine McDonald's shut down in the world. Like these companies are not going anywhere. But overall XLY sector is just, because it's under pressure with the rotation, you see. So I'm watching this along with Amazon to see if if then we'll buy Amazon. That's why I'm just kind of, waiting for it. rotation will confirm. The rotation confirmation is earlier than the crowd will comes in. I will guarantee you that. You know, people sees that. I'm not saying that people like like people who have like Scotty has this. I mean, he sees all this, but he doesn't have the settings what I have, you know, to run these scans. Can There's many ways that you can look at stuff. Just gotta have to um heading just crossed. Yeah, I already did the 500. It's not gonna show up anymore. You see, these are the ones are let's see. It's got so many. Sometimes I gotta go a little bit of ratio or momentum. Just turn. Yes, I mean, just uh, there's so many ways that you can calculate and look what you're looking for. Like you can just go by the ratios. I mean, I have everything there. Just have a ratio or momentum. You can do that. You can do a quadrant change, weakening to lagging. Then you're needing lagging to northeast direction. It's just we're trying to find a good stock to trade, so this definitely helps. So weakening to lagging, we already did this one. So the quadrant change leading to the weakening. Well, we already did that one. Yeah, we just did those. So we have a quadrant change. That's just, these are the ones just changed their quadrant. See, it poked into the improving one now. So all it is just any current. You see right there, the current hook just poked above from red to the blue one now, Dollar General. So there's some of these names that you could definitely like this one, but it's just that it has to match with the buy signal, because confirmation, the swing will confirm if it has a higher swing or not. So this one I looked at him Smurf, like I don't know what company is this. SW. Oops. Took a reversal yesterday as well. This one is toast. Yeah, this gonna update on Monday. Rotation looks good. A lot of times they just run downside liquidity stuff. APD. Oh boy. DT. Yeah, none of them is gonna have that. This is fine, but I just wanted to see, but we need this. This. This is the most important one, because this one has everything. All the trades that we have bought and closed. What do you think? They just fell from the sky? They all came from here. I don't trade anything if it doesn't show here. This is the full scan. You know, Chat GPT it is fun, man. It laughs me all the time. It just makes I it uses a pretty unique, not unique, like certain keywords you gotta have to know how to work on a chat GPT, you know? So like I put a trade out, I just do a copy paste and then copy paste it just makes a full trade alert, you know, like it just and it has saved everything in a vault and stuff and it's just it saves me a lot of time to be honest. It just I really like it. So you can just all the recaps and stuff and like it's tracking everything, you know, all the trades and stuff for the month. So you see, like I copy paste this thing just right away and just throws like this bunch of emojis and stuff. So so it names it or like I tells them like sometimes like my market like the market had a rough day this and that and so it tracks the performance basically. So every time when we're open a trade I do a copy paste here and then I'm gonna say like okay we're gonna exit the trade and then it gives you the closing trade alert as well, so then it tracking all the I have this goes month to month, October 25 trade tracker. That's how I have it saved. So it saves in a vault. So everything that goes in the memory in ChatGPT stores them in a vault. So I just type them as like, hey, update the October 2025 trade tracker, with this trade. Okay, we close this one. So I was like, okay, give me the updated one. So it prints all the trades that we have done, you know, it prints everything. I just copy paste the whole thing, post them right there. So it's a trading journal, so everything is being tracked. So it just is being everything is there. So know those cheap Excel sheets and stuff. You can convert this thing into an Excel if you want. It will do it for you. But but I have the tracker. So now I want to say I have that. Let's say, let me see what happened right there. So what do we have? So yeah, yeah. The only thing is this, the ChatGPT has a lot of, sometimes it has a lot of memory load that it doesn't even give you anything. It just keep giving you the something went wrong. Like you have to retry it, you know? Is this the only thing that I cannot, I don't know, like the the usage of sometimes it stucks, you know? It doesn't give you any answer. I even asked, I was like, what the heck is that? Like, why is just, it's just like it's just all about the memory load. So, you see, you just, look, I just typed it there. You see, September, it pulls up all the trades. It just saves, like, it pulls it up. You see, show me the trade tracker because I asked him, I was like, show me the one from September. See, we did 12 trades. That was last month, right? There are four losses. One was a break even, 17 were closed, and 70.6% was the win rate. See? Everything is being saved in the memory. It's everything is keep everything transparent and trades we open, we close, it tracks it everything to the full percentage returns, what it is. I mean, I don't know, people using paying money for those trading journals and stuff, and what is that called? Like Tradezilla or something. This is perfect. You gotta know how to use it, but if you just we know if I wanted to turn this thing into a Excel sheet and stuff, it can do it everything for anything for me. So this is the one that comes up with those world class signals and stuff. It's crazy. And now it's like it tells me it's like we need to add scan, signal, attack. Because the emojis and stuff. Oh well. So yeah, ChatGPT is good. You gotta learn how to use it right. You know, it's pretty handy. It digs out all the company's information, financial, like any fundamentals you want to read about a certain company they want to invest in. Uh,
Mo, is there a way to track your stock picks also? Like you had suggested CSGP and PNW?
oh, those stock picks.
Yes, is there a way for getting updates on a weekly basis for those, or do you just keep them for months?
Yeah, I mean, though, see, I just only show few stocks that I do buy. I manage like my brother's account. So I keep those trades a little separate, to be honest. I just because I only do shares, I don't do any option trading because I strictly told them like I will, I don't do, I don't want to do high risk trading. Shares, I'm way comfortable. So it's the same thing. Like, let's say you want to buy an option contract, go long like 70 deltas. I just buy 70 shares. Same thing, right? So I don't have any time window on me, and you know, so I'm just trying to help him because he has got his, lost his job. So it's like I'll see what if I could try to help you make a few bucks. So so like there are a few trades that I took. I mean, I make changes and stuff as well, so a few got stopped out as well. So I'm not gonna say like every single one of them was. I caught the what is this? Oh God, that ticker. This one. So I got him this one, 77.78. This AIG. This AIG stock had a 10 days melt up to the upside. So I was like, this is crazy. Look at this. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you got 10 higher bars. Took a dip yesterday. So I got him this one. I got him at 77.78. I was using this 76.25 stop loss against this because it has a buy signal here. So it went all the way down. And that was my target right there to the pink line. I exited here because of this high right there of this swing. So I exit this trade here. So I'm just trying to help him with. I still have this one open. This is the Pinnacle West cap. So I got him in this one at 88, 86.94 against 85.70. So this one is up at 92 right now, touching this one. So I don't know. I might just close this one out as well. Just to get to this target. I'll see if I can get here. That'll be nice. So I'm just like got fused, but he's fine. He's okay. He'll be okay. So it's the same thing, like, but these are all shares. So I will run a scan on these. So that's gonna be coming. And you gotta give me some time. Like this one, it's been a while. You see, this one I did on September 16th, which was a little 2 weeks ago. So these are weekly signals. Okay, they're on a much higher time frame. So instead of looking at a daily rotation, but I look at a weekly rotation, so just change the time window, so it's just gonna um, ex extend your time. So it's just we're looking for everything on a daily time frame. I can go to a weekly time frame now, run a scan on the S&P 500. Now it's gonna be a totally different stocks. Okay, now these are on the weekly time frame. Not that many though. What the heck is going on at the S&P? So now, right there. So now these are the names that the stocks that are weakening now because it's the same time, on the weekly time frame, they are rotating out. So those ones are going to be those pullbacks on a daily time frame that you're going to be looking at. Okay. So there's not that many here. So the stocks that I'm gonna do another badge, um, just like this, because they're on a much higher time frame. Where it went? These ones. So when I ran a scan on that time, it was showing up CrowdStrike, AMAT, Team, ZS, and this CDW. So if you look at a ZS 273, so this is a weekly time frame. So we know what the stock is doing. So 273. So, so now I gotta go back to the weekly time frame. You see, same that 273 went up to all-time high. So, but it took like 1, 2, 3, 4. It took 4 weeks, like 2 weeks. Sorry. Jeez, so it was a second bar. It triggers here on this bar, right? And then right here, we have a trade open. I don't know if you guys have. I know some of you guys came later. Um, we own shares. So 273, and then now we made it to an all-time high. I'll try to see if we can get to 325. That's a higher bar. So that was this, and then we had um team got stopped out because of very tight signal. You see this one right there? It was plus this. It was building this a nice supply zone here. This one failed. 169. Jeez, I'm gonna go here. So team got, you see, that signal failed. So these are the weekly bars. So I'm gonna run another badge. So I do like 4 or 5 of them. So next time it's gonna come, keep an eye on that one. AMAT was 160, 175. Now this is a mean reversion signal. So you see 160, 175, we just rip all the way back here. So these are, good crazy moves in a 2 to 3 weeks window. If you look at that way, you just expand your time horizon quite a bit, because you're going in a much higher time frame that you don't need to sit and babysit your each everyday candles. This is a crowd strike that came up that time. That has a mean reversion as well. That one 416, right? So it's right now at 493, right there. So same thing. It hasn't triggered any sell signal yet and stuff. It's just these ones will keep you in a trade for a very long time. But you're gonna go through some crazy whipsaws as well. You know? So I will run that's what my plan is. I'm gonna do another badge, uh, do like another 4 or 5 stocks in one shot and just like let it go for for 2 3 weeks and see how that goes. So I gotta I was gonna do that. I'll see if I have over the weekend. I'll run some scans and see if anything shows up. But and then I'll post them. So then we could these are if you are can buy shares or you gotta buy like a crazy like not I would say probably like 3/4 out worth of leaps. Okay. That's the way I would you don't have to worry about time decay. Prefer spreads instead of just buying a single call. Cost is going to be cheaper. You can bump it up a little bit more contracts that way as well. All you're going to do is just pick one and then just sell one against it. You're going to have a lower cost as well. And let this thing work, and see how it goes. And we'll check back. I always give an update to see how they're doing, like in a week or two. So it's just this is like when the weekly swing turns up, meaning having after three higher weekly bars. Yeah, that stock is gonna move. Eventually, it's gonna give some upside. So I'm always chasing those ones as well. So I'm always looking at stocks. They are fighting to save the third day. Okay, we can run a scan on those ones. See these stocks here. Okay, and these stocks all have a higher swing. Okay, but they're down for 2 weeks now. Okay, so next week, if they will take out this week low, it's gonna flip the swing. See? So right here. There's many ways you can. I'm crazy when like here. You see the swing is up, right? Now what turns the swing down? We need 3 lower bars. So I wrote a script to find stocks which has the current swing is up, but the last 2 bars are has lower bars. So this one does, right? Swing is up. Now we have 1 and 2. So if we're gonna get one lower bar, okay, the swing will flip to the downside. So financials are on a hook right now. I've looked at them last night as well. See, Bank of America, 2 lower bars. He's gonna turn the swing down, and then it's tough to fight the upside, to be honest. You can play a counter trend move, but those upsides are because your weekly is declining, like meaning it has a lower swing. What do you think the daily is gonna do? So you just have to specifically play for the ATR play or any kind of bounce. See, Citibank down. Financial is the last 2 weeks is just not showing. So cities have got double reversal bar. You see, swing is up. You see, look, 2 down, inside week, higher week, outside, and then low. Now is to be 2, right? One more low, boom, this thing is gonna flip down. So bigger companies, okay, like a solid companies like Nvidia and all these stocks fight the most on a third week. Just remember that. Okay, they don't give up that easily. There's gonna be the third bar. I've noticed that thing a lot. Um, the they fight a lot. Like, okay, let me give you an example. We did a Broadcom trade, right? The couple days, like what, a week ago or so. Why do you think I took the Broadcom trade? Look what happens. So Broadcom had a one inside week, then it has a lower bar. So we have two. So I know that as soon as it's gonna take out this low right there, according to the swing rules, right? The swing is gonna turn down. It did. It made a 324 low, right? We were in the trade. So then we stayed in, and I was like, let's see if this bar will reverse and takes out the 346.67 for the previous week high. So we set a target on this one right at the open at 345. So the market opens, Broadcom gapped up, right? Was up like what, 11, 12 points in the pre-market. So then I sent the alert. I was like, cash that trade out at the open. So it hit the high and it started to flush it back down really fast. Because why? Because it engulfed the bar. So you don't get too much upside continuation once you do this. So the point is the third week, okay, you can do the day as well. These big names, they fight like hell the third day, you know. You just try what you try to do is you try to defend the third bar because third is gonna flip the swing down. Okay. So you're gonna see if it's going to or not. So now it has a double outside bars, Broadcom. So it's really very choppy, you know. So we're gonna watch. We'll see. The globe life right there is already turned down. Oh, because it took out this low. That's why. Goldman Sachs, two down. Nasty close. JPM, two down. Yeah, financials are, I mean, to me, if this S&P fourth wave is looking very, very like, see Mondelez right there. You see one, two, three up, two down. Now it needs to hold the 60.87 low next week, okay, to save this swing. If it's going to make another one, the swing turns down, but it's not going to confirm until Friday because that bar can reverse as well after 2 days. We have a whole week because you're looking at the weekly bar, you know? So these are like Qualcomm has a nasty dive. See, it has two of them. One here, two here. One more low, three bars. The swing turns down. So this, I do take some trades this way as well, but only on the big names though. Tesla is another one. Look at that. Outside bar, consider as two because these are 2-in-1 bars. Lower weekly bar. Tesla made a new low on next week. Is gonna flip the swing down. This will turn down on a weekly time frame. Just to let you know. Because Tesla was up from here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like for 6 weeks, it's been making higher highs. You see, every single day, every single week. And now it has this outside reversal bar up on the very top. And this week, Tesla had a lower bar, right? So we have two of them. So one more low. Well, right now, the pre-market is a 408. So it's already toast. Okay, for the I don't know how it's open, but if this takes out the 411.45 during the session, or if it opens up lower than 411.45 on Monday, well, you right away you will know that your weekly swing is down now. Okay, so this entire run that Tesla had for 25 weeks for 119.7% is going to take a bit of a breather. Okay, even the fact that 25 weeks had this nightmare in there, which got everybody on a hook, this chop. So it actually went like this Tesla run. It took the mark the low, it got the initial move. It just went like this. And then it made this move higher. Okay, so you gotta watch this one, 411.45. It's important for this. I hope in the pre-market opens up, it kind of pushes up, you know. So it is gonna fight. You will see Tesla is gonna fight this week. It could reverse as well. If it makes a low, it is fine, but you're gonna have to see how the Monday goes, Tuesday go. But if it makes a low, then it needs to make this high as well to engulf this bar like this to save this swing. If it stays below 453.55, you can mark this one. So then you will know. So mark 453.55 on your chart for next week and 411.45. So if Tesla breaks below and open below, you will know right away the swing is down now in weekly time frame. But as long as Tesla can make a reversal by Friday, okay, back to 453, it will engulf that bar. So then your swing will be fine. Then it's not going to be three, it's only two. Like the way we did on Broadcom. Remember this one? We just had the same. We have two down and we were fighting the third week. Right there. In Gulf. So watch Tesla. We'll keep an eye on it. See two down here. Uber. So I watch these. I take trades from here as well. I've noticed like especially the bigger companies. I watch a lot of price action. Okay. Nobody knows what I do all day. So we could do a same on daily time frame. So these ones all swings are up, but they're down for 2 days now. It's all about conditions. How you wanna, what are you looking for? Yeah. So if I wanna snap like a trade, I can always do it from here as well, you know? So it depends on what time frame you wanted to do your trading. Obviously, the bigger the time frame is, the less noise and do a 3 bar. You see? Now Palantir has the outside bar. That's one. Lower bar yesterday, right? One more low, the swing will turn down like this. Okay? So that's the same rule applies here. But now these ones are the daily time frame. Okay? You see right there, Humana, 1, 2. So you're defending the third one. That's what the stock is, like Microsoft here. See, Microsoft already turned down. And then this one isn't. You got this one already turned down. Yeah, you can count them three. So you got the inside, a double inside day. Wow, I didn't notice that one. These are rare. Two inside days. It's a very rare pattern. I have a scan for that one as well. I made it. Condition. I had a double doji. See anything here. Here you go. CrowdStrike and Oracle with a double doji right now. They're gonna move. See if you can go back here. So These are double doji bars right there. It's very rare for Oracle right there. See, double doji. Showing you all the scans and stuff. I run them like different conditions and stuff, you know. It's like I want to see how many stocks are trading above 50 and 200. There you go. Or 228 stocks. They closed below the 50 and 200. Want to do close above the 50 and 100. You see, it's just like instant scan. Like 222 stocks right now, they're trading above 200, and every one of them, if I wanted to open a watch list, boom. Now I want to see like, okay, is this going to make sure the conditions are really being met? Like, okay, fine, throw a 50 here, 200 here. So all these stocks, they're trading above the 50 and 200. It's going to filter like this. So you'll know exactly which are the stocks that are strong. I'm working on one. Close all these windows. I'm working on one. This one is the same rotation, but these ones will only filter stocks which are trading above the 50 and 200. Those buy signals are strong signals when they trigger, you know? Show you this way. So these rotations are all going to be here, meaning that these stocks are all in the uptrend, right? But when they trigger, like, let's do, I'm working on this one for the next couple days to see. See now, this is Netflix, right? Now Netflix is trading above the 50 and 200, right? Now you see the buy signal triggered here. Now these are the buy signals are the strong ones to consider, you know? Like a stock like this one, like Day. I don't know if it has one or not, but this one doesn't have it. But oh, this stock gapped up quite a bit. GILD. See? So basically what it is like these stocks made a high, they pull back toward the 50. Okay. This is what I'm trying to condition this. So stock makes a high, rotation, goes toward the weakening, goes into a lagging quadrant, right? So the rotation is sort of like sits here, but these ones will filter only if the stock is above the 50 and 200, because we want to make sure that the stock is bullish if it's trading above the 50 and 200, right? So those buy signals, they're the strong ones to consider. Let's put it this way, okay? Because they're already trending higher. That pullback with that buy signal, they are the good ones. Those are not you want to ignore because they're respecting the uptrend anyways. They're just giving you the pullback, and now you're just trying to look for a continuation back to the upside. So just say, oops. So you just gotta have to watch this and just wait for this signal to do the work. What is this? AWK. See right there. Now this one is above 50 and 200 now. It was down here. That's a good buy signal on this one. American water. There's so many ways to to hunt for a stock. See, that's the low right there for 9/23. Triggers here, kind of chopped around for a few days and just made his way up. Now the sentiment is turning green. This is nice, this kind of a trades kind of because you come down to the bottom, chop around a little bit to the side, make sure you just hold the low and just makes a turn around. And here's the rotation, confirms the move. Here's AWK. See, momentum ratio picks up, signal do the work on that side. This is just textbook, signal right there. Gives you multiple confirmation. Rotation doing all the work there, and you got a buy signal doing the work at the same time. Yeah, you don't signals for life. You don't worry about it. Don't worry about them. You'll find plenty of trades. Plenty. This just like makes me feel like sometimes my head is just like spinning around here like a like a bubble head, Just I'm circling around with these stocks as well. They're just like doing all these rotations and stuff. So I'm like putting some conditions and stuff just to kind of see if, because we have to look at it this way, if the stock is above the 50 and 200, I mean, stock is bullish. Okay, there's absolutely no denial. So if the price is going to be below the 200, it's going to take some time to make some room, and then every time it's going to come back up, it's going to hit the wall. There's an example right there, HD. Ruben said I had the flow coming this and this. I was like, you just break in 200. You're just going to break for one day and you're just going to rip right back up. No, that's not how it works. Look when the last time it broke the 200 here. It came back, retest, closed above, then closed. You see, you need like multiple closes. And then look at this. It's a crazy moving average. How when the price has to spend some time, and then as soon as it's gonna come back here, it's gonna hit the wall. It's gonna give you a false break to the upside, just to say like, oh yeah, the stock is turning around. I mean, an instant massive pop like on earnings and stuff, that's a different story. But just on a regular day-to-day trading and stuff, yeah, you're gonna crack this, you're gonna make some room, and then you're just gonna come back and try to retest this thing again. It's gonna become a wall, you know? You have to count how many days that you closed below the 200. A Costco, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, 2 days down, bounced right there, right to the 200, rejected. Second day, rejected. Because why? Because I spent 3 days to the downside by making lower lows. So it giving you that bounce is going to fail. That 200 is just going to put a pause on it. Do another flush down. So now count how many days you were down. 1 close, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. So almost like 14 days. That's what, 2 weeks, right? And now you're trying to see like, okay, you gapped up and see you're gonna take this thing out. Here you go. You didn't even made it to 200. You just got rejected yesterday at 50. 200 is here, 50 is here. It's just, I'm gonna watch this, but I'm not really dying for it for yet. But the rotation looks good. The swing is up. We'll see. You can play a little small counter trend move. That's about it. But it needs to clear this in order to make the case for this kind of upside. Because it has spent so much time to the downside over 2 weeks. You're not going to instantly break in one day. to clear this 200 while you were down for 2 weeks. You have to watch these, that's why I have 50 and 200 for a reason. Everybody follows them, but okay. You gotta watch these two. It just now these are the stocks we can find out breakouts. Any breakout happened yesterday? Look here. So these stocks on a 2 bar yesterday in engulf right there. You see that high right there is higher than this previous swing. The clear one right there. So it's only gonna filter a stock that took out the previous swing high any day. But the conditions will met on whichever day that happens. See it? See at 144, 143.90. Look at the high yesterday, 144. So you're only looking for a right there, see 151. High was 152.40. As soon as the swing takes out the previous swing high, it's gonna show you right there. See, this high is higher than previous high. Same thing here. Barely, but it made it. 193.97 versus 494.42. Same thing here. So, and I do. This is why these are the ones. Any bullish setup for next week? These names are the bullish setups right there for next week. I don't think there's that many setups out there, to be honest, for next week. I don't even know. Right there. So this is these are the bullish setups right there for next week. There's CCI. Anywhere the green box is. So you're just looking for next week to move higher. CME, oh, that's a double one. Core, new all-time high. ED. And these are bullish setup, like close with the bullish candles. The week. This is the inside week. That's the bullish setup here. And PPL. Stock is all. Oops. Let's do a bear scan. Oh boy. Woo. 94 stocks. Market is toast this next week. Oh my God. Now we do. It's going to be the red one. Now we look at the show to the downside. Let's see any big names here or no? AKM. Best Buys. Chipotle. Garbage. CTSH. dash. These are all bear setup for next week. Jeez. DR Hotel, Darden Restaurant, Estee Lauder, FedEx, we already looked at it. Remember, it has a sell signal. KLAC, Kinder Morgan, MMM, Microsoft. What else we have? Nike, got a page right there. Man, these home builders are getting destroyed. Ralph Lauren. E2, TT, Train Technology. See, they're all setting up. This is a 3 higher bar. This could be a pullback too. Yeah. It's going to pull back next week. It should bounce the next week. The swing just turned down. 415. We're going to watch this 402, 408. This area, if you're going to put a lower bar. It still need 3 to turn down. So it has 3. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one.
Hey guys, there's sushi for lunch. Do you want any?
Not right now, I will. So, they're all bear setup for next week. Oh, jeez. You can kind of see the last time when it has, like, well, nobody knows how the stock will do, but it's like the last time it has a bear setup, like here, you see the next week was a lower bar. So he's looking for a next lower weekly bar. This was the inside bar. This was wrong. That's right. This one is right. So not everything will be perfect, but these these patterns, these boxes, the green and blue, red box, it gives you the next week direction. The yellow ones is just going to be a neutral one, which are those doji candles. Okay, so well, what we have, the top one is Microsoft. This one already had a sell signal. Microsoft has a sell signal as well, so that's not, yeah, right there. So yeah, Microsoft has a little bit more. You see right there, like there's a 3-way move. This, it's a 3-way move. So I just gonna watch this area right there. I like this U shape, but it's just as long as it holds. You know, it's a very nice, very damn choppy, but okay. I'm gonna stop this.